Hey Shelly, so I thought I'd come over to 114 Southeast 61st Street and video and talk about what's going on with the property surrounding this house, and I thought that may be more helpful for your clients. So as you can see, I'm up on the top level of the home, outside the dining room on the deck, overlooking this lot here that is closest to the ocean. So as I mentioned, this lot here has wetlands right in the middle of it. The town requires a 25-foot setback from the front property line. So pretty much even to where this property starts here. So that's how much, that's probably maybe a tiny bit over 25 feet, but that's probably 25 feet. And the property line starts 8 feet from the right of way. So even if there weren't wetlands in the middle of this lot over here, the house would have to be set back to even to where we are now. Given that there are wetlands in the middle of this lot, it makes it almost impossible to build on. And if you can build on it, it's an incredibly small buildable footprint that you can make happen there. Now, it's possible for these wetlands to be mitigated, and that would create a situation where the lot could become buildable if that process took place. But as of now, the owner of this lot has indicated that he doesn't plan on building anything on it right now, and that he may be interested in selling it if I could find him a 1031 exchange for it. So I think it's open to it, but it is one of his last lots on the island, and he owned quite a bit of land. And I think for tax purposes, he's trying to reduce his liability. So, but I think if I could find him another property, he'd be willing to sell this and go ahead and move forward. Now, the benefit of having this lot next door, even though it has wetlands, is obviously you can control what happens here as to not to obstruct these ocean views, but also to be able to combine the properties and have more of like a boat storage situation, maybe a small pool house, and potentially even combining the lots and doing a pool on the ground across the lot line, or potentially elevating this deck out or extending the lower deck out more and having an elevated pool off of these decks. You're also able to have an elevated pool off of the bottom deck down there that could extend out and give you the opportunity to have a pool in the backyard if you did not secure that lot and make it possible to extend over here. And a good size pool, elevated, would cost about $100,000. So back here on this back property line, I don't know if you could see those flags. Maybe you saw them when you were here. Some of them have actually come down, but there are wetlands on the back of this property too. Now, when I say wetlands, it doesn't mean that that's actually wet. It's just land that's been defined as wetlands. As you can see, this doesn't look very wet over there, and especially since we haven't had any rain, it looks very dry, but just because you hear the word wetlands, it doesn't mean mosquitoes, it doesn't mean swamp, it just means the government has defined the area as wetlands. CAMA has come out and flagged the wetlands area here. You cannot disturb or pour concrete into the wetlands. However, you can drive pilings and secure them and have an elevated pool situation back here as well. So let's walk to the front of the property and I could talk to you about the conservation easement here. So, directly in front of the property, you have this wooded area. Food Lion is up there, right at that entry there. Food Lion owns all of this land up to the marshy area up there. They do not own those oceanfront lots that you see up there at the dunes. They do own up to this marshy area. They have this part of the land behind Food Lion as a conservation easement. So you're not gonna have anything built here in front of you. Now over here, back to these oceanfront lots, and I will go up there to the beach and show you, but there is a parcel. This is the public access there, and there is a parcel next to the public access, a rather large parcel that can be divided into 3 separate lots, and I believe 3 separate houses are going to be built on those lots. And so there is going to be a portion of this, probably still about right here, over to about right there, that's going to be obstructed by the construction of those houses. Now, Oak Island has an 8-foot setback line on the side, and so you're going to have at least 16 feet in between those houses. So you will, even though part of that is going to be obstructed, you will have peekaboo views of the ocean between those houses. If I get over here and go back down the deck where the trees are not blocking the view, you can see down, I don't know if you can see it from here, but there is some rope, and that's a little access that the condo building that you see over there. These are the condos right there. They have an access point to the beach that you will not be able to build on that. So this view here, you're still going to see the ocean. If you controlled this lot, obviously you'd be able to take down or trim this bushes. Actually, this tree here is on your land, so you could probably trim that up and get more of a view here regardless. So I hope that answers any questions in regards to what could happen here and potentially the value of trying to secure this lot next door. So let me know if you have any questions at all. And in regards to the road, I know there was a question about whether this road would be paved. So this road has recently been developed. Blue Paradise Homes built the house that's right there, 2 doors down. That was one of the first houses built on the actual street. This oceanfront home here was built prior. And then there was the office, the Coldwell Banker Seacoast office on the corner. And, but the other houses were actually either brought here or built here recently. And so this street has been recently developed, which leads me to believe, especially if they do construction down here on these oceanfront lots that the town will go ahead and pave this street. And so that will eventually be paved and up to potentially the public access there, if you're concerned about that. If there were any other questions or concerns I didn't address, please let me know. Oops, also you mentioned that the interior trim, some of it looked a little rough in places, and we actually have not gone through the final punch list, gone through and walked the home and did a final punch list quite yet. We actually didn't get certificate of occupancy until just recently. And the goal is to go through and make sure the paint looks great, make sure to sand and really take care of any of the rough areas that you mentioned. The builder is aware, and we certainly can take care of that. One of the big reasons why we didn't go in and really dress up the paint all that much again is because based on some feedback, either you love or you don't love the blue trim. And so what we didn't want to do is go in and try to perfect this and then a buyer potentially want the trim color to change. So if you love these colors, awesome, then we will make sure any rough spots, any paint items, any cosmetic type of touches get taken care of, and you could certainly put your eyes on it and do a final walkthrough as well to make sure we have caught everything. But if you essentially, like here's an example that I know. So this door frame, it's looking a little rough right here. So that needs to be fixed where it looks more finished for sure. But if you wanted to come in and change up some of these paint colors, then the builders is certainly open to that. Is anything that's gonna make you love the house, they're up for. So they are ready to take the cash out of this particular investment and move on to another build. So I would encourage you, if you are at all interested, or if your clients are at all interested, that we maybe try to get something in front of the builder and see if we can't work something out. Thank you so much, Shelly. Talk to you later.